He who trims himself to suit everyone will soon whittle himself away. Raymond Hull. Most people walk through life with their attention hijacked, checking their phones, checking their likes, checking if they've been accepted by people they don't even respect. But not the Sigma male. He's not running a popularity contest. He's not auditioning for approval. And he sure as hell doesn't bend just to fit in. Sigma males move like a whisper in a crowded room. Quiet, intentional, unbothered. They don't care less to be edgy. They do it to survive, focus, and win on their terms. In a world screaming for attention, a Sigma male's silence speaks volumes. His disinterest? That's a strategy. Welcome back, Ascenders, the only tribe that doesn't chase noise, but commands clarity. Today, we break down the 10 unfiltered ways Sigma males show they couldn't care less, and why that mindset is power in its purest form. If you're tired of the matrix of validation and ready to reclaim your edge, subscribe now to Sigma Ascends. Let's rise. Point 1. Silent exit strategy. You won't see a Sigma male arguing to be understood. He's not in the business of justifying his decisions. When a space no longer aligns with his values, he doesn't complain. He doesn't negotiate. He just leaves, quietly, strategically. The silent exit strategy is one of the Sigma male's most misunderstood behaviors. Some call it cold, others call it passive-aggressive. But here's the truth. It's efficient. Why waste energy on people who aren't listening or environments that are toxic? When a Sigma male senses his presence is being drained rather than valued, he ghosts, not to manipulate, but to preserve his essence. He understands that sometimes the most powerful move is no move at all, just disappearance. You won't get a dramatic speech. You won't get closure. What you get is space, the kind of space that makes people reflect, wonder, question, and that's where the power lies. Because in a world obsessed with constant communication, the one who withdraws speaks loudest. The Sigma male knows that walking away isn't weakness, it's choosing peace over performance. So when he exits without a sound, it's not because he doesn't care about anything. It's because he cares too much about protecting what matters: time, energy, clarity. Point 2. Echo-free zones trends, viral debates, the latest outrage of the week. You won't find a Sigma male echoing the herd, not on social media, not in conversations, not even in his mind. He creates echo-free zones, mental and physical spaces where the noise of the world simply doesn't reach. While most people are amplifying what everyone else is saying just to feel included, the Sigma is busy filtering. He doesn't just consume content, he curates his entire reality. His information diet is ruthless. If it doesn't sharpen his worldview, challenge his thinking, or fuel his mission, it gets blocked. When everyone's fighting over who's right, he's busy figuring out what's real. This doesn't mean he's uninformed, it means he's unattached. He can watch the circus without buying a ticket. He doesn't fall into outrage traps. He doesn't jump on hashtags, because he knows, the louder the noise, the more silent the truth becomes. Sigma males have mastered the art of saying, "Not my energy, not my fight, not my focus." The result? Mental clarity that cuts through chaos. And in that clarity, he builds, thinks, grows. While others argue, he ascends. Point 3. Anti-charm armor. Charm is currency in today's world. A smile here, a compliment there, trying to be everyone's favorite. But a Sigma male, he doesn't play that game. He wears what I call anti-charm armor. It's not that he's rude or dismissive. It's that his authenticity isn't up for negotiation. He's not here to win people over. He's here to be real. And in a world obsessed with being likable, nothing's more disruptive than someone who just is. While others are shape-shifting to be more agreeable, the Sigma stays locked into who he is. No sugarcoating, no fake smiles, no performance. You'll notice it in small things. He won't laugh at a joke just to fill silence. He won't agree with your opinion just to keep the peace. And he won't flatter someone just because it's expected. Why? Because he values respect over approval. And to him, charm without substance is just manipulation dressed up. People either align with his frequency or they don't, and he's fine with either. This anti-charm armor shields him from wasting energy trying to be someone he's not. It filters out the shallow connections and attracts the rare few who resonate with depth. So while others are busy being liked by everyone, Sigma males focus on being respected by the few who matter. And ironically, that raw honesty, that refusal to perform, is what makes them unforgettable. Point 4. Digital ghost moves. Where everyone else is addicted to visibility, Sigma males embrace invisibility. They're not on your timeline. They're not snapping their lunch. They're not updating the world on every move. They move like digital ghosts. One day they're active, the next gone. No warning, no explanation. Not because they're hiding, but because they're in control. The Sigma mindset doesn't crave attention. It craves results. And if the online world starts demanding too much of his presence, he pulls the plug without hesitation. His time isn't up for public consumption. He uses social media like a tool, not a lifestyle. He logs in with purpose. He scrolls with awareness. And he logs out the moment it starts to feel like noise. This ghost mode also serves a higher purpose. It preserves mystique. When people can't access you constantly, they start to wonder. Curiosity builds. Your value rises. The Sigma male understands the paradox. The more accessible you are, the less powerful you become. So he leverages silence, unpredictability, and absence, not as games, but as shields. Shields from distraction, from demand, from the addiction to being seen. He'd rather be forgotten by the masses than be consumed by them. And that's why when a Sigma disappears from your feed, he's not fading, he's sharpening. Point 5. Selective hearing mode. A Sigma male hears everything, but lets very little in. This is selective hearing mode, and it's not about arrogance. It's about mental filtration. In a world overflowing with opinions, feedback, and criticism, the Sigma knows most of it is just white noise, so he listens differently. You can criticize him, and he'll hear the words, but unless he respects the source, those words don't stick. They slide off like rain on armor. He doesn't reject feedback. He just doesn't submit to it. There's a difference. He analyzes the intent behind the words. Is it coming from envy, projection, ignorance? If yes, he discards it immediately. If the critique is sharp, earned, and comes from someone he values, he'll sit with it, process it, use it, but he never lets low-frequency voices dictate his path. This ability gives him a huge edge, while others spiral over being misunderstood, judged, or disliked. He stays centered, because he knows most people speak from their limits, not your potential. Selective hearing mode isn't about being deaf, it's about being discerning. It's how the Sigma male protects his internal compass from the external noise. Point 6. Time assassin mentality. There's one thing Sigma males treat more seriously than money, status, or even connection: time. To him, it's the one currency you don't get refunds on. Once it's spent, it's dead. And because of that, he's become what I call a time assassin. A Sigma male will kill anything that wastes time. Small talk that loops into nothing. Cut. People who complain but never evolve. Cut. Events he's only invited to out of politeness. Cut. He's surgical with how he spends his hours. Not just efficient, ruthless. That's why you'll rarely see him lingering in places with no return on attention. He walks out of meetings that don't serve a purpose. He keeps conversations short unless they carry weight. He deletes apps, declines invitations, dodges group chats, all without guilt. And the cold part, he doesn't explain himself when he does it, because he doesn't view saying no as offensive. He views wasting his time as self-betrayal. His calendar isn't filled with obligations. It's protected space for growth, solitude, and the rare connections that sharpen him. He moves with awareness that every second is either building him or bleeding him. There's no middle ground. So when people say he's too intense or he's hard to reach, that's not by accident. That's the point. He's chosen purpose over politeness, focus over noise. Sigma males don't apologize for being unavailable, because the more they protect their time, the more dangerous their results become. Point 7. The anti-validation blueprint. We live in a feedback-obsessed world. Hearts, likes, views, claps. Everyone's waiting to be told they matter. But Sigma males are built differently. They operate off the anti-validation blueprint. They don't need applause to feel complete. They don't chase compliments. They don't let criticism slow them down. Their worth isn't outsourced. It's self-issued. They've made peace with being misunderstood, underestimated, or ignored. Because they don't work for validation, they work for alignment. You'll never see a Sigma trying to convince others he's doing the right thing. He doesn't need consensus. If it's true to his code, that's enough. This internal GPS makes him dangerous. He can take risks others wouldn't dare because he doesn't fear losing public approval. He can walk away from praise without being addicted to it. When someone says, "You changed," he doesn't flinch. When someone says, "You're wrong," he doesn't bend. Because validation is a trap, and he's already escaped it. His power comes from the fact that his confidence isn't noisy. It's rooted. It doesn't fluctuate based on response. It's built on discipline, introspection, and results. The world can clap or boo. The Sigma male keeps building. Point 8. Chaos Composure Protocol. Where most people panic, complain, or lash out when things go sideways, the Sigma activates something different. Chaos Composure Protocol. It's his default setting when the world starts shaking. He doesn't react emotionally. He observes. He slows everything down internally while the external world spirals. Because in his mind, emotion without strategy is just noise. While others feed the chaos with overthinking and overtalking, the Sigma zooms out. He watches the pattern. He identifies the pressure point. Then he moves with precision, not panic. Whether it's a personal betrayal, financial hit, or sudden crisis, the Sigma male doesn't show his cards. He processes alone. He doesn't post about it. He doesn't dramatize it. He recalibrates silently. His logic doesn't come from coldness. It comes from control. He's trained himself to stay centered because chaos is inevitable, and the man who can stay calm when the fire spreads, that man wins. The Chaos Composure Protocol gives him an unfair advantage. While others waste energy reacting, he conserves it for the move that ends the storm. He doesn't just survive pressure, he uses it to sharpen his edge. So next time you see a Sigma quiet in crisis, know this: he's not frozen, he's aiming. Point 9. Status immunity. There's a virus most people catch early. It's called status obsession. They chase titles, flex brands, and measure their worth through what other people can see. But Sigma males, they're immune. They've developed a full resistance to status games. That guy with the designer watch, leased car, and empty soul, the Sigma sees right through it. That influencer who built their life around appearing important doesn't register. Because Sigmas know, status isn't power, substance is. You won't catch a Sigma male name-dropping. He doesn't tell you what he drives, who he knows, or what room he just entered. He lets the results do the talking, and often even that is kept low-key. Why? Because he's not building for image. He's building for freedom. He could have power, and you wouldn't know it. He could be 10 steps ahead, and you'd never guess. Because showing off invites comparison, and the Sigma male is in a lane with no traffic. Status is a currency that loses value fast. It makes people act, talk, and live for the wrong scoreboard. But the Sigma? He uses a different metric: discipline, peace, control. He doesn't climb ladders built by others. He burns them and builds a platform. So when others obsess over how they're perceived, the Sigma obsesses over who he actually is. And that's the flex no one can fake. Point 10. Freedom over fitting. In this is the heartbeat of the Sigma male. He doesn't just prefer freedom, he chooses it at the cost of everything else. Jobs, circles, relationships, comfort, all expendable if they threaten his autonomy. He understands something most people don't want to face. Fitting in often means shrinking. People will shave off their edges just to be more acceptable. They'll silence their instincts to avoid being too much. They'll fake interests, play dumb, or suppress genius, all to blend in. But not the Sigma. He's wired for isolation if that's the price of self-respect. He would rather be alone in truth than surrounded in compromise. That's why you see him walking a different path, taking longer routes, making weird choices, because he's not seeking comfort, he's seeking sovereignty. This doesn't mean he hates people. It means he refuses to need them to feel whole. He'll turn down high-paying jobs if it means reporting to fools. He'll walk out of groups where thinking independently is punished. He'll walk away from perfect partners if it costs him his fire. He knows, if you have to lose yourself to keep something, it's not worth having. So while most conform to survive, the Sigma diverges to thrive. He's allergic to control, addicted to truth, and married to freedom. That's not rebellion, that's evolution. So here's what they don't tell you, Ascenders. When a Sigma male says, "I don't care," he's not being cruel. He's being clear. Clear about what deserves his time, his mind, his soul. Each move he makes, or doesn't, is a filtration system to protect his power, to preserve his clarity, to own himself in a world constantly trying to rent your attention. He doesn't care what's trending. He doesn't care what's expected. He cares about alignment, discipline, and peace. While others obsess over how they're seen, he obsesses over who he's becoming. And that, Ascenders, is the difference. So if you're built like that, silent, focused, unshakable, don't tone it down, don't explain it, don't apologize, sharpen it, protect it, live it. Thanks for tuning in to Sigma Ascends, the only space where we don't worship the noise. We own the signal. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and remember this: the less you care about their approval, the more you own your reality. Until next time, stay sharp, stay solo, stay rising.